Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain. Have you ever broken a fingernail? The chances are yes, you have. If you've ever broken one right the way down to the quick here, it can be extremely painful, and it's certainly more painful if you catch it on something afterwards. And sometimes just trimming it down doesn't do the job. If it is too low down and you still have a rough edge there, you're still going to catch it. So what I'm going to show you is an emergency solution to that. Now, it may or may not be the prettiest solution you've ever come across, depending on whether you wear nail polish normally or not, but it will do the job of protecting your nail as long as you're not doing manual labour or as long as you haven't got your hands in water. So, assuming that I've broken this nail, what I want is a set of fake nails. Now, I would never normally wear fake nails, I don't need to, but from a protection point of view, these are actually really good. Now, these are very cheap, they cost me all of €2, and in case you've never actually used them or seen them up close, you can trim these with a pair of nail clippers, you can file them with a normal nail file, and of course you can paint them with nail polish of whatever variety you so wish. The important thing is to choose the right shape nail. I'm not talking about the tip because that can be changed. You know, I could change this to an almond shape, a rounded shape, a ballerina shape, whatever I want to do basically. What you need to make sure is that the nail bed is the right shape for your particular nail, and this one would probably be the one for that finger. Okay, so you want to make sure that the C curve, which is the free edge there, matches your natural C curve. Now, I've got very little C curve except on my pinky where it's a bit stronger. So what I wouldn't want to do is choose a nail where it's really, really tight like that. I wouldn't do that. Okay. So you want something that matches your own curve. Now you can, if you're desperate, put it against your fingertip, and sometimes you can heat it up slightly with a hairdryer and get it to flatten to whatever you need it to do. But it's much easier if you get it to match your natural nail shape to start with. Don't worry too much if it doesn't match the nail bed shape. As I said, you can trim this, you can file it, it doesn't make too much difference. But it's obviously easiest if it matches it to start with. So once you've chosen your nails, your artificial nails, what I would suggest you do is that you take a set, match them up to your nails. You want it slightly narrower than your natural nail width, so go a size down rather than a size up. And trim and shape them to a reasonable length, the sort of length that you would normally want. Now, I'm not suggesting you leave them this length because that is going to, no matter what you do, that's going to be pulling up. Unless you stick this down with a permanent adhesive, that's going to pull up if it catches on something, or if you're pressing on something, it's going to pull up. What you need to do is to still trim it to a little bit longer than your remaining nail. Don't have to trim it all the way down, but to the top of your finger is fine. A little bit past that, okay, but not a really, really long one, all right? So you can then, if you're inclined, you can paint them. If you wear your nails natural normally, what I would suggest you do is give it a French manicure. And you would do that in the same way as you would do it on your natural nails. But at least it will look something like your nail when you've done it. Because the only snag to this is I'm going to be using blue tack to put it on. And obviously that will show through a clear nail. Now I have one here which is painted, and therefore the blue tack would not show through it. But it obviously depends on whether you paint your nails on a regular basis and also what colour you've got it painted. If you do paint your nails on a regular basis, just take your nail polish that you're wearing out with you and you'll be able to paint it as you would normally. So you want a very tiny piece of blue tack, and I am talking tiny, and spread it up the nail only as far as your pink bit, as it were. and spread it a little bit from side to side. You don't want a huge lump of it in here, you want it to be relatively thin. And then you take it and you press it onto your nail very firmly indeed. Okay, so there we have our theoretically broken nail is going to be protected, but at the same time you can take this off later without damaging your nail, without causing it any aggravation at all. And that is why I wouldn't want to glue it on. I don't want to put a damaged nail in acetone, for heaven's sakes. You know, if I've managed to take my nail off right the way down there, it's going to sting. If it's got acetone on it, it's not going to be nice at all. And that will stay on pretty much all day. I mean, I wore one all day yesterday, you know, doing normal things, and it was fine. So unless you're being really hard on your nail tip, it should probably stay there. And I'm guessing if you've got a broken nail, you're probably going to take it a bit easy on that nail anyway. But, you know, I could type, I could do, you know, my craft stuff and things, and know that that nail isn't going to get ripped again. So that's basically all I want to do. Now, I'm not saying this is a permanent solution, although you might get away with taking this off at night, letting your nail breathe and rest and so on, and then putting another one back on in the morning, because you can just stick the same one back on. But if you go to a nail tech, you know, they can sort something out for you, or, you know, you can wait till you get home. If you've got a more permanent solution to use, then you can use that. But this is an emergency measure. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.